Get UNSTUCK Nation. So today I have a guest. His name is Mark Blocker, and today he will show my audience here, Get UNSTUCK Nation, to learn how to scale your business and to share his experience about his entrepreneurship, how he achieved things in his life, and also how he helped other entrepreneurs to scale. So please welcome Mark right here to Get UNSTUCK Radio. Hi, Mark.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for your time to join Get Unstuck Radio today.
Thank you for having me.
So, before I start to learn about how you do this day, can you please share with me about how you started your entrepreneurial journey?
Yes, I started. So basically, I have a degree. I graduated from University of Phoenix, and I back in 2014. And I was working at McDonald's at the time, going to school, just like most college kids do. Work part time, go to school full time. So basically, I graduated from University of Phoenix with a degree in the medical field. And I played sports basically my whole life. I was a multi-sport athlete. I played football, basketball, baseball. I played football to the college level and everything. So, and then at a different college altogether. But and then I continued my education at University of Phoenix. And so, while I was looking for a job in the medical field, I couldn't get a job in the field. They kept telling me I had great talent but no experience.
Mm,
So it was basically one of those things where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do and everything like that. And so one of my college teammates reached out to me and told me you should start your own business. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really see myself as a businessman. I wanted to go into the medical field. I figured that I would be good there because I can do my childhood dream was to make a lot of money and help people at the same time. And
mhm.
so, um, but he like you should really do it. You'd be really good at it. And so it took me a couple weeks to think about it, and I kept to continue to apply to different hospitals and other avenues in the medical field, and I was getting nowhere. So I'm like, well, I don't want to keep working at McDonald's for the rest of my life. So, um, I told him, I told him, okay, I'll do it. And I started my sports company called B Block Athletics. And then everything else is snowball after that. So that's how I got started my entrepreneurial journey.
And what was the first business that you have started?
I started a sports company called Bit Block Athletics. Bit Block Athletics provides activewear for people who like to be active. It sponsors athletes. We've been in business for almost 7 years. It'd be 7 years in February. So we sponsored a professional boxer, two women's rugby players, a golf club, and we tried to sponsor rugby, which we did for a short period of time, but that didn't go as planned. So, um, and 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 then I've also, like I said, built Big Black Athletics from scratch. And so I've grown Big Black Athletics into where I have now full lineup, full staff, and everything like that. So it's been pretty good.
Congratulations in advance for 7 years, like in the February though.
Thank you.
Yeah. What I mean, this is something that I noticed. So you came from a sport background, like you were
Yeah.
athlete. Maybe you still are. Um, is it hard or easy for you to get the business game? I'm always curious because like there are many big athletes guy who are billionaire, like they are so rich. So what's your opinion?
My opinion is it's more about the mentality, really. It's more about your mindset. If you have the mindset that you're willing that I don't play sports anymore, but at the same time, if you have the mindset of being able to take and improve at your craft as much as possible, and then you'll be able to get to where you're trying to go. So you'll be able to be. I feel like with the learning about different sports also allows me to be able to be good in business because I know what it takes, what it took to I know the mindset that it took, and one of the things I try to do, I try to master the basics of business. Like in sports, you got to master the fundamentals in order to, and then you can add on to that as you get better. But if when you master the fundamentals, you do very well. But and I feel like business is the same way. If you master the basics of business, you will actually you can actually add on to that and then go from there. So I feel like
Mm.
I feel like with athletes and that good athletes in that correlation is able to do it because they have the mindset. They understand that they can, if they master the basics, they can actually succeed.
So, what is the basic of business in your opinion then?
The basics of business, basically sales, marketing, advertising. No, basically, you got to know how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, everything else means nothing. If you don't know how to get your business in front of people, none of that really matters. So, like, because everything else, if you know how to lead, if you know how to manage people, if you know how to, if you get an office and everything, and none of that will matter if you don't know how to get your product or service in front of your prospect. And if you don't know how to actually get them to buy, then none of that matters. And I tell people all the time, if you don't know how to sell, don't start a business because you will lose even if you get a lot of money, you will lose it all. Like when I started Big Block Athletics, I didn't get any type of funding. I didn't get a bank loan. I didn't get investors. I got no type of funding. So I basically built it based off selling the product, marketing the product, getting it out there, and stuff like that. And I feel like that's the basic, that's the ultimate basics. Getting sales, because that's the bloodline of any business. Sales of if you're not getting revenue, then ultimately you're not doing what you need to do. But in order to get revenue first, you need to get it out there. You need to market because when you market it, because people need to hear about it. They need to know about it as much as possible. So when you do decide that you're going to make it work, then you need to get in front of people. People need to know about it. If they don't know about it, then how can they buy it? Because they don't know what they're buying. So I believe sales and marketing is really, if you can master sales and marketing, everything else will come secondary.
Mm. What about to get the first sales? Just like as an example, um, what what would be the factors that needs to make that happen for new business or new startup? Like for the first account that got buy or something, what would be?
Ooh. Yeah, the first sale is always the hardest. So to get that first sale, it it's gonna take it's gonna take work, and you're gonna need to really get people to trust you because people and get people to like you because people buy from people that they like and trust. They don't buy from people that they don't know, and they definitely don't buy from people they don't trust. So who they like and trust. So you gotta get people to like you and what you are doing in order to do it. And so that first sale, in order to get that first sale, you had to really get people to know about why about your business. You had to get you had to become likable. And how to do that? And how to do that is basically whatever the mission of the business is, the out whatever the outcome is. Excuse me, not the outcome, but whatever the um product or services, it's because you got the greatest product in the world, but if no one likes you or the salesperson, then they're not gonna buy from you. So you gotta become likable. You gotta build trust in people. And that's gonna take some time. But once you build that trust, then people will start to buy. But the first thing is you gotta prospect, you gotta know what your niche is, and ultimately you reach out to different people and you gotta get them to like you and what you stand for, especially when you're starting out, because um no one if you did what like I did and build a business from scratch, no one's gonna know anything about it. So you got to get people to know about it, but you got to get people to like you, because if they don't like you, even if they do know about it, they're not gonna get involved in it. So you got to get people build trust. Is the best thing I can tell you. You got to learn to build trust, and the way to do that really is just find different ways, and you got to just find different ways, whether that is you could try a free offer, you could try a sample of your product, you could try a free consultation of your service, whatever it is, and just get people to like what like and trust you first, and then they're something to buy.
Mm-hmm. What do you think between having a personal brand versus the branding that not related to a person? Which one would relate to people easier? Because you mentioned a lot about building trust and buy from whom and with whom. Which one do you think is relate better to the market at the start?
I think both are important
Mm.
because, like, if you have a company, I was if you starting a actual a product based company, I think both are important because you don't need to have an actual a personal brand to get people to like and trust you, but at the same time, having a personal brand will actually help with sales.
Mm.
But it's not necessary. There are people who have great businesses um where the actual CEO doesn't have an actual personal brand. So and then obviously there are those who have both and they end up doing extremely well. So you have to be able to decipher between which one do you want, because building trust really boils down to like being like because then to being likable. Now, does that mean you have to have a personal brand? Because you have a personal brand and no one knows about your business. Now, but at the same time, if you do have a personal brand and no one knows about your business, then if you pitch the business to people, they'd be willing to buy. So, but it doesn't. My main point is you don't need a personal brand to actually get people to like and trust you. You can have a great company brand to get people and still have people like and trust you, because remember, people buy from a person, they don't buy from a business. So
Mm.
and so you have to be able to decide which one you want. Do you want my suggestion would be get both. Get a personal brand and a company brand, because that way, when you retire, the business doesn't die with you. So, if you have a company brand, then the business will live on even beyond you. So that's my take on it.
Mm, yeah. Another thing that you mentioned about being athlete, you know the foundation really well of to start something, therefore you can hit the ground running, as well as the business to build the foundation of business. But how to see the success? What is that end goals looks like?
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
I mean, how would you suggest those who started a business or someone who already in the game, but to understand their success, what is actually their goal in the business, so that they can scale better? What is that would be?
Oh, you need to find out what you want to where you want to be, where you want your business to be. Do you want your business to have a lot? Do you want your business? Do you want to have a larger team? Do you want to have? Excuse me. Do you want to have do you want to have more product? Do you? you want to expand in terms of, or you want to have both. You want to expand into having both. So you need to understand that first you need to know exactly what you want. You got to have a goal in mind. You got to know where you're trying to go. Then in order to get to that point, you need to have a roadmap set out. And so to reach the end goal. And so if you want, excuse me. You need to have an end goal. And you need to know what scaling looks like for you, and then you need to develop a roadmap. So, and that's where you can decide how, what. That way you can decide how success is depicted for you as far in terms of scaling. Because
Okay.
if you know where you want to go, then you can build a roadmap to get there.
So in case anyone want to work with you to scale a business, where can they reach out to you then, Mark?
They can reach out to my email at markbsuccesscoach@outlook.com. And I'm offering a free consultation to help you be able to help you develop that roadmap that you're trying to get to. So I'll be able to, excuse me, be able to develop that roadmap that you're trying to get to. And so, um, yeah, they can reach out to me on markbsuccesscoach@outlook.com. And if you want to learn more about me personally, you can reach out to my website at bitblockathletic.wixsite.com/markblocker. Or if you want to check out, if you're curious to know about how I coach and you're interested in my services, you can go to bitblockathletic.wix.com/lead-funnel, and you can put in your email and get my free training, my free coaching session, and how that way you get my style, you know how I coach, and you can go from there.
Cool. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, and everything will be put in the description below under this episode. So in case anyone interested, they can reach out to you. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed the show, you can subscribe here or here. And this is the previous episode. Check it out. See you next time.